I hate this hate-fueled Republican versus Democrat, Madigan versus Rauner environment. Vitriolic language tends to bubble to the surface. Worse, it is taken for granted if it supports your point of view. Case in point, Republicans are constantly whining about how bad Illinois is under Madigan. Businesses don't have a chance of succeeding, some pundits keep saying. That's just not true. Okay, I will grant you that there are one or two problems. Last year, over 3,000 individuals with net assets of $1 million or more, not including the value of their residence, left the city of Chicago. And in all fairness, they didn't move to Naperville. Fact is, a lot of them moved to Seattle and San Francisco, the two U.S. cities that experienced the largest inflow of millionaires last year. But take heart, Chicago is hardly the worst case. Paris, as in France, not Illinois, lost 7,000 millionaires. Rome lost 5,000. Chicago was all the way down the list at, number 3 in the world. Guess what goes with rich folks who move away? Businesses. Rich guys generally get rich by owning a successful business, and rich guys generally don't leave the family business behind when they move. Why? Well, if you run a successful business, you may be inclined to be critical of the way the state of Illinois runs its business. Illinois has about $9.1 billion in unpaid bills, about $219 billion in adjusted net pension liabilities, and over $37 billion in bonds. What's Mike Madigan's solution to these annoying numbers? Cut expenses. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. He increases business and property taxes, forced the state's credit status to near junk, and blamed the governor for his problems. He has even stopped paying lottery winners. It's a pretty neat governing paradigm if you can get away with it, and Madigan does. Well, sort of. You hear that sound of rushing air? That's the vacuum created by all the major businesses that have bailed out Illinois in the past few years. Not just the big employee operations such as General Mills and Butterball, but also a lot of mid-sized and smaller businesses too, and no wonder. The top marginal corporate income tax rate is 7.75%, according to the Illinois Department of Revenue. The state sales tax is 6.25%, but the democratically controlled municipalities, never one to be outdone by Mike Madigan's modest tax policies, have raised the tax rate as high as 9.75%. A study conducted by United Van Lines earlier this year showed 73,000 Illinois homeowners relocated their household goods out of the state in 2017. Now, all that notwithstanding, business does thrive in Illinois, but for some reason the Republicans never tell you the good news. That same United Van Lines study showed Illinois moving companies are ranked number 1 in the nation. They're the new up-and-coming business for Illinoisans. Well, however many Illinoisans are still left in the state of Illinois to run a company. And that, Gretchen, is my rant for the week.
The Tribune also did an article a couple of years ago about how comparing Illinois to other states of how long it takes to get a business up and running, as far as there are some places where you can do it within hours, and here it takes multiple days and weeks, and other places it might be 1 or 2 days and not into weeks like it is here. So yeah, it's not a good business environment.
That's why I always liked Hong Kong, because in Hong Kong they pride themselves on you can arrive on flight in the morning, and by lunchtime you can have a business, actually legally open business. We're going to talk a little bit about legally open business. Our guests for this evening are Barry Bordage and Bob Butterworth. I've known Barry for a number of years now, and we're talking about an entrepreneur who you got Tech Pro, you've got Crazy Quail. How that even came about, we probably should look into, and Devil Dog Arms and other stuff. I don't know. Every time I talk to you, you got a new business.
Can't stop creating them.
No, it isn't. It's like he makes cookies. And here's the thing that's kind of scary. They succeed. I've had lots of businesses I've started, and they don't. I don't know. So I'm hoping that maybe tonight I'll be able to learn something about all this. And Bob, he dreams this stuff up. What do you do?
Someone's got to come behind and pick up the pieces.
Yes, you know him well. Yeah. A lot of people and particularly people that we know in the the gun sort of thing. A lot of people want to become FFLs. They want to get involved. They want to start stuff. It seems like there's a new range that opens up every other week. But they're all businesses. The bullets, the guns, all of that stuff, that's what you're moving. But the reality is they're all businesses. And what would you say the biggest deterrent is for people who have an idea to actually starting a business?
Starting it. It's hard. You got everybody out there telling you it's not going to work. Taxes are bad. Bad business economy. It's just starting it and following that dream and going to fruition. That's the hardest part, is every day somebody telling you it's not going to work, and running into all the speed bumps as you get into them, and just continually striving to go forward.
It is kind of funny, because when you bounce an idea off of somebody, an awful lot of the time people say, you can't do that, it's not going to work. Do you get that? Do people tell you that?
All the time.
I do.
Yeah. You usually tell me, Dave, you go, you're nuts.
Yeah. There's a certain mental component to it. I mean, emotional type mental component, isn't there? You got to really believe in yourself.
Absolutely. I can tell you with Crazy Quill, when we first started this, people thought that's never going to work. People aren't going to buy it. Why introduce technology into something that's been around that long? And tell you, for 3 years, Bob and I ran the circuit, and now it's kind of if you're in the industry, you know about Crazy Quail, and you've seen it, you've heard about it, and you want it, and that's really kind of changed for us.
What there are probably people who have no idea what we're talking about. What describe Crazy Quail?
Basically, it was an old game, and it used to be a manual thrower, clay target thrower, down in a concrete pit. And you'd have to send somebody down there. They'd sit in the seat and shuffle their feet around and manually cock this machine back to throw a target, and it would come up out of the ground, and you wouldn't know which direction it's going to go. And so it was a lot of fun, and we really want to replicate that into something that you didn't have to need a concrete pit, something that was more automated. And so we just came out with a new version of the Crazy Quail that runs on battery power, spins 360 degrees, has elevation control, and it can roll. And now you can actually control it with your phone, an app on your phone.
Are you an engineer?
No, I'm a software developer,
Okay.
but we have engineers.
Yes, everything you said is absolutely true, but it doesn't convey Crazy Quail, does it?
You have to see it.
You have to see the video.
Yeah, it's like being on an acid trip for shotgun people. It really,
I've never been on a day, but if that's what it is.
That probably was the wrong choice of words. But but it's wild, because how many clays will go up at a time?
On a larger machine, we can put 16 clays in the air.
It was 160 in a minute.
160
if you held
in a
the
minute.
button down.
So you have 160. When you do it like zombie shoot, it's like it's raining clay, and the people are going. It's faster than they can reload.
Oh yeah, we'll do. I think our best event, we did 60,000 shells and 40,000 clays. I mean, it's unbelievable.
And what'd you do in the second hour? It really is a riot. In fact, we did a video of a zombie shoot, and we ended up closing with the guy who had just shot Crazy Quail, and he goes, "That's awesome." It is a lot of fun. How do you even come up with ideas like that? I mean, where did that come from?
Well, we actually just shot.
I mean, I know what the origin is, but who actually goes, "We ought to do this"?
I'd say both of us.
Yeah, I think
you notice things in the world, and you want it to be different than it is.
Oh, there should be some background music for that.
When we had started, we wanted something that was random, and so we took a single machine and literally put neither of us were metal workers. We had some buddies involved, and we cut a 36-inch diameter steel plate, tacked a machine on it, put a motor on it, and spun it, and went out and got a remote control car starter, and then hooked that up so when you press the remote control on the car starter, it would release a target. It's the only way you could do remote technology back then.
All right, we're going to... Well, you got to do what you got to do. We're going to come back after a few messages. We're going to talk a little more about Crazy Quail, but also on how you actually proceed. How do you go forward and get a business going? So all that and more when we return with more on Target Radio. And you're listening to AM 560.
The Answer.
can you get from here to there? We've got the answer from the Balance of Nature Traffic Center.
I'm Eddie Manzano in the Balance of Nature Traffic Center on the outbound Kennedy at North Avenue. Crash blocking 2 left lanes, heavy from Ohio out to the junction from downtown at 18 to O'Hare 30. Express lanes at 8. Inbound side, O'Hare to downtown at 28. Sluggish from the junction into the circle. Inbound Ike, delays from Damon to the circle. Thorndale to the post office to 31 on the outbound at 29. Inbound outbound Stevenson, 55 to Lakeshore Drive at 34 minutes. Inbound Dan Ryan, brake lights from the Stevenson to the circle. 95 to downtown 25 on the outbound at 30. Outbound 57 at 111. An accident blocking 2 left lanes. Heavy from Halsted, Dan Ryan to 80 at 25 on the inbound side at 17 minutes. It is currently mostly cloudy, 67 degrees. Tonight a low of 62. Tomorrow Monday a high of 76. Mostly sunny. Next update in 15 minutes on AM 560 The Answer.
My overrating's bad.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
I didn't know, too, that we could tip Uber drivers.
Didn't know.
This is new to me.
Every time you complete a ride, it
Right.
pops up with a rating, and then if you want to add a tip. 2.5 Uber rating for Amy Jacobson, 4.88. What? Thank you for Dan Proft.
You just not even say anything to them when you get in the car?
Correct. That's the secret to getting a high Uber rating.
Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett Equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. I went from being able to work 14, 16 hours a day with no problem to where I could barely walk a block to the store. I went on to the phytonutrients about 6 months ago, and within a couple of months, my medical doctor had cut my prescriptions down in a little bit smaller dosage. The next time I went back a month later, I walked into the doctor's office and he says, "My gosh, what's happened to you? You don't even look like the same person." He looked at my legs and the swelling had gone down. My blood pressure was down. The venous stasis ulcers that I had had on my legs for the last 4 or 5 years because of the poor circulation were all healed, and I'm feeling far better.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM 560. The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
And we're back with more On Target Radio. And our guests this evening are Barry Bordage and Bob Butterworth with a whole bunch of companies. We were talking about specifically about Crazy Quail. But here's the thing about starting a company. You had an interesting quote, Bob. Give them that quote, because I really like that.
Yeah, it's something I once heard that if you're not embarrassed by the first version of your product, you've launched too late.
And I think people think more than they need to think. Is that fair? Yep. I mean, the thing that I've always heard, and I had the same problem, the thing that I've always heard is, well, we got to find the money. We got to go out and get money.
Absolutely. It's get your idea first. Money will come if it's a good idea and you've got followers, but come up with it first. Get your ground rules in place, how you're going to do it, what the baseline is going to be, making sure that you've got the support behind you. Money, to me, money was always secondary. I knew if I had a good idea, the money would follow.
Not to be contrarian, but but money has always followed everything I've done. It just never catches up. I'm not.
Well, you must have really slow money then.
Well, I think so. Yeah. The truth is, you hear this is something you hear all the time. You read it in the books, the business books and all that, and it says, "Do what you love, and it will work out fine." And that is really a lie.
Yes.
That's written by people who were successful, but the number of people who are actually successful, relative to the number of people who want to get in the game, it's not that high. I don't think.
It's about perseverance. If you love it, you will end up hating it if you go into business doing it. That's the problem.
Amen. And you really, that is true, because people will go after something that was a hobby, and then they start to do it. And what they don't realize is doing it really has very little to do with the hobby part. It's like running a shooting club, right? Yeah. We don't really deal with the shooting part. We deal with all the other stuff.
Absolutely. When Bob and I started this, one of our goals was to be able to run around the country, introduce this machine to some really exclusive clubs, and shoot everywhere and just have a good time. I can tell you right now is that we haven't gone we don't do any more shooting. We don't do any more running around. It's just running the business aspect of it. And as we get bigger and we get more people to do that daily transaction, we'll be able to go back out there and do that. But, this is something that you've got to love to do. You really want to run the business, and it takes time.
Well, it does. And how many times have we been texting back and forth at 1 a.m? I mean, we both sort of.
Yeah, we're both saving those 99 cents a minute charges. Let's get real.
Yeah, but I start at 7 a.m. But it is true. It's not. I don't care what the business is. It is not going to be a 9 to 5 thing.
No.
Even if you're only open 9 to 5, it's not going to be a 9 to 5 thing.
Well, especially in the shooting industry, because everybody will want to shoot. Guess what? When they're not working. So we get the calls on Saturday and Sunday. How do you do this? I'd like to do this. What can the machine do? So get ready. If you own a business, your hours are not on the door.
Yeah, and the problem is, particularly this is what I refer to as discretionary money. People who spend money doing this sort of thing, shooting and that, typically have a grown-up job, as I like to jokingly refer to them as, and they work 9 to 5, and now they come out on the weekend, as you say. The problem is you running the business is basically a weekday 9 to 5, because the lawyers, the accountants, all those people work normal weekdays. Now you still have to come out on weekends because that's when your customers are coming.
Exactly.
So it is a 7-day-a-week job, and you still got to do the bookwork and the paperwork, and it's all night long. Give us a call. I'm a little hesitant because I never know what Barry's going to do, but give us a call, 312-642-5600, 312-642-5600. If you have a question or you just want to pick on him, that's okay. We'll let you do that too. But really, truly a bottomless pit of information about entrepreneurship. The video that you had sent me with, what's his name? You sent me it last night.
Oh, Mark Cuban on
Mark Cuban, right?
Clever Consulting.
He was talking about your vets, and it was pretty good video. He basically kind of says the same thing. You got to get in there and do it. Talking about it doesn't do you any good. You got to get in there and do it. And I expect there's a learning curve to everything, is there not?
Yeah, especially with our Crazy Coil Mini. That was actually the second iPhone app I ever wrote, was to control that machine. And so pretty much every new feature of the machine was me learning what I needed to get it done.
And you take it out, you try it, and you go, well, that didn't work the way I thought it was going to work. I mean, it's a sort of an ongoing process.
The nature of the device, where as you point your finger on the screen, which is a 2-dimensional screen, but you're controlling a 3-dimensional object. So it was extremely intuitive the way Bob did it, where as you get your spatial difference from the center of that would determine your X, Y, and Z variables, and then be able to swipe left or right and control that angle. That was really just game-changing in what you can do with it. And that's really was exciting about some of this stuff. It's never been done before. The range we're getting, the ability to control all that. That's the fun part about running a business, that it only happens 5% of the time. Then the rest of the time is customers, accounting, government, taxes, business rules, all the kind of stuff that as a business owner you never think about, that you always end up running your life.
Exactly. And if you want to try Crazy Quail, in fact, we'll put a plug in later, but Gretchen's going to have a fundraiser, a motorcycle ride. We'll talk about it later. But a motorcycle ride, and Barry's bringing Crazy Quail out. So particularly if you like motorcycles, come to Gretchen's fundraiser. We'll talk more about that later. Here's the other thing. You could have the greatest idea in the world. You could engineer it out, figure it out, lay it out, put it out, and here it is laying on the counter. You got to tell people. And that's that. There's nothing worse than an engineer writing marketing copy. I mean, that's like brutally painful.
Reading an instruction manual.
Yeah, exactly. So getting the word out, that's a big deal.
Absolutely. I think Crazy Quail was unique in that it was just fun when you first did it. We had a friend of ours named Tom Knapp, who's since passed away, but he was a professional shooter for Benelli. He did our first video with us, and that just took the market like crazy. Everybody loved it, and we got lucky. But Bob did a huge effort on the Facebook and on video and on Crazy Quail Web, all the search engine keywords. That's really what he was able to help with. And overnight, we got magazine ads, we've got video stuff. It just worked out really well. But you got to have something creative. Spend your money wisely on that. I think on the marketing side is super important. We got a professional video guy in from the start that really did a great job on the videos. They did look like they came off an iPhone or an Android, but they were done really, really well. And I think that really made a change for us.
The other part of that equation, though, is how do you market? Like with people who offer shooting classes, they'll run a thing in the Tribune or something. And I look at that and I go, my God, for the amount of money you're paying, what percentage of that population is going to have any interest in what you're doing? I mean, but the marketing part is a lot more complicated than people think.
Oh, absolutely. You've got to know your target market. And if you've got people that aren't interested in guns or concealed carry and they're not reading that particular magazine, why put your effort into it? So targeted marketing is really the next big step, and that's why the keyword searches and some of the ads you can do, it's amazing the data you can get, the metadata, and being able to find your right client. Some of the stuff we're doing on Devil Dogs right now for marketing is just, our return rate is much greater than the 3% you normally hear about.
Yeah, George is clicking in my head. You got something to tell me, George? Oh, hi, Gretchen.
Hi.
I'm sorry, I'm looking the other way. What's up?
I was trying to help you keep time.
Okay. We're getting close.
You have to look at me.
I am. Well, I can only
You have a minute and 15.
This is actually a big studio. I don't have eyes in the back of my head. He sits on one end. I thought it was a hit. Really, I thought that. And I wasn't sure if you were the guy or me.
Next time it might be a hit.
That was the problem.
I've seen Dave shoot. If it's a hit, don't worry.
I've seen him shoot too. Well, shotgun at least.
It's nice to have
Just
friends.
paint yourself orange. You're walking from the day.
I will say, we've only got a few seconds, so I will say, I remember the first time I ever went to SHOT Show, and you had Crazy Quail there. You had an attractive young woman with the non-motorized version, just hand cranking it so that it would spin around.
In a tiny booth.
Yeah.
A very tiny booth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was decent size. It wasn't the tiniest booth available, but I do remember, and I'm not even a shotgun shooter. I was mesmerized by it. Even just seeing it function that way and not seeing the video of people shooting, I was hooked.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to keep on with this. We're going to talk a little bit about a little more about marketing. So all that and more when we return with On Target Radio. And you're listening to AM 560.
The Answer.
The world is a dangerous place. Often, it's a very ugly place. And you come here to try to help make sense of it all. We give you the latest news, help you understand what it means and why it's important. But there are bigger questions you need answered about life and death, faith and hope. And that's where our sister station, AM 1160, Hope for Your Life, comes in. When you're looking for answers to life's biggest questions, give them a listen at AM 1160 or online at 1160hope.com.
Fox News Radio, I'm Chris DeMeo. The Trump administration unveiling a plan to reunite kids separated from their parents after crossing the border. The effort includes building better databases linking the parent and children's information and whereabouts.
They're going to have to bring them back to the border where they should have been in the first place.
So we're talking weeks or months?
And be with their parents who violated the law, reunite them at the family center, and then go forward with the removal proceedings.
House Homeland Security Committee Chairman Mike McCall on Fox News Sunday. Another checkered flag for NASCAR's defending champ.
Martin Truex scores his 18th career NASCAR Cup victory.
That call on Fox Sports 1, Truex holding off Kevin Harvick for his second win in 3 weeks. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Stuck in traffic? We've got the answer from the Balance of Nature Traffic Center.
I'm Eddie Manzano in the Balance of Nature Traffic Center on the outbound Kennedy at North Avenue. A crash blocking 2 left lanes heavy from Ohio out to the junction from downtown at 22 to O'Hare 32. Express lanes at 8, inbound side at 29 minutes. Sluggish from Belmont to Ohio on the Edens, inbound outbound, no delays at 19 minutes. From Lake Hook to the junction, inbound Ike. Sluggish from Damon to the Circle, Thorndale to the post office at 31 on the outbound at 29. Inbound outbound Stevenson flowing freely from 35 to Lakeshore Drive at 34 minutes. Inbound Dan Ryan, brake lights from the Stevenson to the Circle, 95th downtown at 25. On the outbound at 24. Inbound 57, 80 at Dan Ryan at 17. On the outbound at 22. That's heavy due to an earlier accident from Halstead to 111th. Currently, mostly cloudy, 66 degrees. Tomorrow, high of 76. Next update in 15 minutes on AM 560 The Answer.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM 560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Is it time for new reading glasses? Go to Readers.com. Readers.com has more than 700 styles to choose from, in powers ranging from 1.0 to 7.0. Readers.com also has readers hard to find in stores, like bifocals, sun readers, and computer readers. Choose from hundreds of fashionable styles and colors for under $20. Go to Readers.com now and type in the coupon code DEAL at checkout, and you'll save up to 40% through this special offer. Order now, and we'll quickly deliver your readers right to your door. Plus, all of our readers are absolutely worry-free because they're backed by our 100% happiness guarantee. So save up to 40%, get convenient, fast delivery, and a 100% happiness guarantee. Go online to Readers.com to find your perfect pair of reading glasses for under $20. But don't miss this special offer to save up to 40%. Go to Readers.com now and enter the coupon code DEAL. Again, that's Readers.com. Coupon code DEAL.
Now return to On Target on AM 560. The Answer. If you have a question or opinion, the studio line is 312-642-5600. Now, here's your host, firearm expert and educator, David Lombardo.
And we're back with more On Target Radio. I've got to say this. The name of your company is?
Chubby Tactical.
Chubby Tactical. And you have what wonderful products do you provide the public interest?
We basically have T-shirts at the moment. So we have it's got our logo on the front with our mugs on them, and then on the back we have different options. So one's called "Gotta Love the Chub," or we also have "Built for Comfort, Not Speed," and then our newest one is Meal Team 6. And people love them.
It turns out you two are actually a perfect match. It's strange people. You've got a number of interests. For one, real quickly, what is Tech Pro? Because Tech Pro sort of is the beginning of everything, isn't it?
Yeah, Tech Pro I started back in '87. It's just a computer company. We did a lot of, still do a lot of computer servers, web hosting, medical record hosting. We do about 250 websites for the shooting industry, like we do Illinois Carry, Deco, and
Deco High-Wide sport glasses.
Today, that's a big deal. With all this stuff that's going on with Facebook and YouTube, every once in a while starts kicking their heels. We really need something that we know will consistently be pro-Second Amendment.
Absolutely. I think it's getting worse. And some of these new laws on YouTube, or not laws, but the policies of YouTube, aren't as bad as they originally came out, but they're still not good. I mean, one of my buddies did a video on manufacturing a chocolate shotgun shell. So he took a shotgun shell, filled it with chocolate, and shot it. Well, they've taken that down off the web now because he's manufacturing ammunition. Doesn't make any sense on some of that stuff.
No, I ran the same ad on Facebook for our concealed carry class, Illinois concealed carry, for a year or more. And then all of a sudden, 1 week, they kicked it back. And they're faceless. There's no place to call. There's nowhere to turn to. I mean, you basically are cut adrift, and they just don't, they ignore you completely. So a week later, I ran it again, went right through. I mean, there's no consistency.
No, and if you check, like, we all have probably heard of a group called Brownells, right? They're a great distributor product. Oh, about 3 weeks ago, their YouTube channel was shut down, and they had some really good stuff on there. I mean, just not only great teaching videos on guns and maintenance, but also some funny stuff on just great marketing ideas. Since they've been turned back on, so enough people called and complained and helped, but that's a problem when you've got somebody who's not pro-guns controlling that much media.
Well, it is. And the question came up particularly about Facebook. It's a privately held company, but the question becomes, if you're the only game in town and you're that big, do those rules still apply?
It's a hard question to answer. In my gut, the answer should be
no.
Yeah, I mean,
the answer should be yes, actually.
Yeah, in my mind, it's business capitalism.
Yeah.
If they're the only ones and nobody wants to compete against them, you know what? That's capitalism.
Yeah.
A lot of people turn the other side and say, well, no, we want to do some antitrust things or something along those lines.
Well, I think here's the thing, though. It's like the telephone company. When they were the only game, when Ma Bell was the only game in town, look, I mean, the rates kept going up. They could do anything they wanted. They could rape, pillage, and plunder. And now it's always been a utility, but along comes the government and they go, you can't do that. And today, it's vastly cheaper. I mean, I can operate this iPhone for a fraction of what I had one black phone with a dial on it the very first phone I ever got. So it really does make a difference. I got 2 minutes left, don't I?
Yep.
I do want to say this. You're doing a particularly difficult thing with Devil Dog because you're actually creating a new firearm. So
Correct.
Not only are you going through the whole business thing, you're also going through the whole Fed thing.
Yeah, there was a company called Devil Dog Arms where the owner had said he was a Marine, and bank found out, gave him a ton of money, and then they foreclosed on the company, sat in foreclosure for about a year and a half, and then I bought him. And
because he was never a Marine.
Yeah,
right.
The guy was never
a Marine sniper.
Right.
Yeah.
So we had enough people in the industry that said, you know what, that's just not the way that you want to have a Devil Dog lie. You want to bring him back. And so we brought some real pros in. Tommy Thacker was president of Armalite.
Guy.
Unbelievable guy. Yeah. He's now running Devil Dog Arms. But in the same process, Tommy's got such a background in gun manufacturing. We're manufacturing some really cool stuff now. We've got an AR that's coming out with some really unique things on it. The 1911s we've released right now. They're really made well. You put them down, and they're an $1,100, $1,200 gun. They compare like a Kimber $1,800 gold match. Phenomenal gun. And so we're super happy about some of those changes. But it's been a long battle, too. We learned about getting our FFL. Frankly, the ATF has been the best government organization I've ever worked with.
Wow.
The one thing you have to realize with the ATF is that if you break a rule, you don't have a fine. You just don't get to sell anymore.
Well,
nothing they do is fine. So
I'd
it's
rather
the
have
best
the fine.
thing.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, we're going to do. You got stuff lined up?
No, we have one more. We have another segment.
I was testing you to see if you knew that. When we come back, we'll have more of this.
Yeah.
And more on Target Radio. And you're listening to
AM 560, The Answer.
How can you get from here to there? We've got the answer from the Balance of Nature Traffic Center.
Hi, I'm VG Lozano in the Balance of Nature Traffic Center in Oswego. Heavy police activity continues on Plainfield Road, shutting it down between Southfield Lane and Oswego Plains Drive. This is all due to a much earlier incident. Outbound Bishop Ford slows down. From the Dan Ryan Expressway to 103rd, heading inbound on the Dan Ryan, it's tight. From 18th to the Burn Interchange, heading outbound, it slows from 79th to 95th. Heading inbound on the Kennedy, it slows down from the O'Hare Extension to Canfield, further down between Irving Park and Ohio. Heading outbound on the Kennedy, it's a different story. It's heavy from the Burn Interchange to North Avenue, all due to an earlier incident. Eastbound I-80, the left lane is blocked with, the right lane, is blocked with a crash between Brick Street and US 30. Your current Chicago forecast is a low around 62 for your Monday morning, a high around 76 Monday night, a low around 68. Your next update in 15 minutes at AM 560, The Answer.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett Equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
Looking to secure financing on a new home? Then you need to call Team Hochberg. Stephanie, account manager, contacted her credit union to get pre-qualified for a mortgage. Bad move. The credit union's alleged mortgage expert informed Stephanie she couldn't purchase a home without a cosigner. Wrong. Stephanie's grandfather would cosign, but she wanted to do it herself. After hearing hundreds of our ads, Stephanie called for a free consultation. An experienced Team Hochberg mortgage professional answered Stephanie's questions and helped her secure a mortgage without a cosigner. Let's review. The inexperienced mortgage professional at Stephanie's credit union stated she needed a cosigner to purchase a home, and Team Hochberg secured her a mortgage without a cosigner. When securing a mortgage, you could either get terrible advice at your credit union, or you could call Team Hochberg at 312-751-1333. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of AM 560 listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com. Pearl Mortgage, an equal housing lender, Illinois residential mortgage licensee 4358 and MLS 19186.
Now return to On Target on AM 560. The Answer. If you have a question or opinion, the studio line is 312-642-5600. Now, here's your host, firearm expert and educator, David Lombardo.
You know, one of the things about any business is keeping up with the parade. When I was at the University of Illinois back in the 70s, everything was mainframe computer in those days, and we had this system. And the acolytes of a guy named Don Bitzer, who was head of computer sciences, the acolytes kept saying to him, Don, we need to work on a system where individuals will have their own computer. And Don said, nah, It's never going to happen. It's going to be mainframe forever. And Don got left in the dust, and his acolytes were, what was the first browser? Mozilla? What was it?
Netscape.
Yeah. I think that's it. Well,
nope.
There was probably TechSpace before that.
Whatever it was. That was one of his guys that did that. And that whole Plato CDC in Minneapolis, that was one of his guys. So the ones who saw forward are the ones who really made a name for themselves and did well. That's a big issue, isn't it? You have a product that works, but if you sit on it forever, don't you get left behind?
Yeah, it's a very fast market. You know, we're kind of the leaders right now, but I can see ourselves in a year having a competitor, no question about it. I mean, it's going like gangbusters. People are looking at going, I can do that cheaper, and they don't take into consideration though that we've got thousands of hours in effort marketing. That we built the machine 500 times because we're trying to figure out better ways or cheaper ways or more reliable ways of doing something, and that's where the keeping it fresh. I mean, the beauty of our product is we have a stagnant product that's the mobile device that pretty much it just turns, spins, and throws, and then we've got an app. So we were talking, we had a meeting on Friday, and we were talking about some things we can add in the app, and for us, in-app purchases is super important. So we sold them this machine. Now how can we get continuing revenue out of them? Well, one of them was accuracy mode. There's some people that just want it throwing fast. They don't really care if it's 10 or 15 degrees off. But we're going to give them an in-app option to drop it down, and now it'll be accurate to within a degree or two. Might take another second and a half to get to that.
So you can like aim it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just going to be an in-app purchase. If we get a famous guy who's really well known in the shooting industry who designs a specific throwing pattern, we might be able to sell XYZ presentations and $3 or $4 for the app. So consistently changing it, that constant Facebook and web page updates every couple days just keeps it exciting.
And you can already aim the machine, so you can use your iPhone or Android device. You just tap on screen, and if you want a straightaway, it'll go and do that straightaway. But there's about a 5-degree variance there. So accuracy mode would get it down to about 1 to 2% difference.
And just tagging back, success, breeds copycats. So when somebody invents something and they come out with it and it becomes very successful, somebody else is going to look at taking some of the market share from you, which is one reason to keep growing. But they're literally kind of pirating your marketing. You've laid the ground for them. You've done the hard work. But it's tough when you play that game because you're always saying, well, it's like Crazy Quail, which is saying, we're the second guy. Keeping it fresh is a big deal. Something that somebody said to me once, we've been talking about making training videos. And I said, we could do this whole set. We'd probably sell it for like $25. And he goes, no, you sell it for 99 cents a piece. And I go, you can't make any money. He goes, oh, you have no idea. He has some stuff that he did, videos. He said, I used to sell them for like $10 or something. He said, I sold some. Somebody told me, sell them for 99 cents a piece. He goes, people all over the world are buying. They go, it's 99 cents. He said his little thing, his phone would go bing every time something went in. And he says, listen to this. And he turns it on. It's laying on the thing, and it's going bing, bing, bing. So there's a lot to be said, like doing something through an app. It's inexpensive enough that you go, why not?
Absolutely. And keeping up with a continual product change. There's rarely companies now in our technology days that are consistently the same, right? You have to have some reason to be notified. Within the Google search areas, if you have a web page that hasn't changed in 5 years, you're not going to be ranked very high, and they're not going to eventually find you. But if you've got a competitor that's every 3 weeks is making a change, doing some textual changes, or coming with new verbiage, absolutely they'll be listed higher.
And I think there's still far too many people, and they tend to be older, but even some younger, who underestimate the value of social media. And particularly a negative comment, but anything, it spreads like wildfire. Negative comments in particular. My attitude is, with my company, you know what, you have a problem? I'll just give it to you. I'm just going to I'll give you whatever you want. Because one person saying one negative thing on some big website, like Facebook or something, it just takes off.
Yeah, this kind of self-monitoring, I love. Yelp for restaurants and this technology. Sometimes you've got people that are complaining that don't really have a reason to complain. They're just doing things nefariously against you.
Sure.
But typically, that self-policing, I think, has been a great add to what's going on.
Yeah. Anyway, we're getting wind down, and you got some stuff for us this evening, don't you?
Same stuff as last week.
Yeah. Well, so much for that idea. But
it was good stuff.
We're going to talk a little bit about the fundraiser, though, aren't we?
Sure, we can talk about that.
Mention that because this is going to be fun. Do you ride a motorcycle?
I do.
Oh. Are you a motorcycle guy?
I am not, no.
Actually, the last time Bob and I were out, Dumb and Dumber, Bob was on the back.
Well, it's
this is awesome.
It's time to go for a commercial break at this point.
Just go. Just go.
That was lucky.
That went in a direction I wasn't looking for.
We have a funny story about that.
All that and less when we return with more On Target Radio. And you're listening to AM 560, The Answer. Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geekometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Why are you checking your phone? There's no game on.
Aw, man, I'm so sorry. Let me just finish this up. There, I placed a trade for tomorrow morning. Boom.
Wow, I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, I've been taking classes at Online Trading Academy.
Really?
Yeah, I've just been feeling really stuck trying to get ahead. Online Trading Academy has taught me some really great skills, and I'm loving it. It's almost like having a second paycheck without having a second job.
It's Online Trading Academy?
Uh-huh. They're the world leader in teaching people how to become traders and investors.
I'm an ordinary guy. Do you think I can do this?
What do you think, I'm extraordinary or something? I mean, of course. I was just glad I signed up for their free class. It's great. They go over everything, and they'll show you all the different ways to make money in the market.
Now I don't have to ask my boss for a raise. I'll just give myself one.
Come to Online Trading Academy's next free half-day class. Call 888-984-TRADE now. They'll send you a free online video course so you can get started right away. 888-984-8723 or OTAChicago.com. 888-984-TRADE.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
Save the date for the 33rd Annual Gun Rights Policy Conference, September 21st to 23rd at the Hyatt Regency Chicago O'Hare Airport in Rosemont. Hear and meet luminaries of the 2A community. The conference is sponsored by the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms and the Second Amendment Foundation, who make it free to attend. Attendees also receive a plethora of books and other informational materials. Register now by emailing grpc2018@saf.org. I did put that on our Facebook page earlier this week. The following Safer USA classes are at our facility in Waterman. Saturday and Sunday, July 7th and 8th, Illinois Concealed Carry 1. This 16-hour class will be taught by David and Gretchen and meets the training requirements for Illinois Concealed Carry as well as Florida and Arizona. Saturday, July 21st, Introduction to Tactical Pistol, taught by David. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on register.
So we're going to have a fundraiser for Gretchen, and this I think can be interesting. And what kind of a bike have you got?
I've got a Yamaha VMAX.
So not everybody will be able to.
That's going to go over like a fart in an elevator.
You don't have a Harley?
No, it's a 1500cc bike. It's It's good for fat guys.
Oh, well, tell him what you've got, David.
Well, who?
His bike is called Fat Boy.
Oh, you got a Harley Fat Boy.
I got a Harley Fat Boy. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. That's my macho. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, here's the point. We're going to start off in Plainfield area, which is your district.
Yes.
And what number is the district? It's
5. District 5.
District 5. And she's up for re-election in November.
I am.
So it's a fundraiser. And we're going to, it's, what did we decide the tickets? Well, we haven't really decided.
Yeah, we don't have a ticket price set yet.
It's still up for grabs.
The event is in development still.
It's fine. We'll be good. But what it's going to be is we're going to do a run to Moni.
Yes.
From the Plainfield area. And the reason Moni, a very good friend of ours, has a new outdoor range facility.
John Howard.
Yep.
Who has been on the show many times.
Many times indeed. And is kind enough to let us use the facility. And there'll be burgers and stuff. But Barry's going to bring crazy quail. And, of course, you have to make a donation to be able to shoot it. But it is...
We'll have Crazy Quail there. We'll have...
tell them about the shotgun.
Bunch of 10-round shotguns. We got a 25-round shotgun.
It's chaos.
Yeah, it's just fun. We'll have 10, 15 people in line all shooting, and it's just crazy and fun.
Yeah. Anybody that rides a motorcycle will immediately like Crazy Quail.
Absolutely.
It's insanity.
And it's great for new shooters, too, because everyone's on the line shooting, and no one's focusing on you. So if you've never shot a gun,
they have no idea if you're hitting anything or not. Yeah. I never miss. I hit the air every time. But and then the other thing, I'm going to bring VTAC board. And if you've never seen that, you can look it up on the internet. It's VTAC. But bring your own pistol and ammo, or I've got some 9mm Glocks you can use. And we'll do like a 50-50. So you make a donation, and then if there's 5 guys who are going to shoot it, we do it for time, and the one who gets the best times gets half the pot, and the other half goes to the re-election. So it's going to be guns and food and motorcycles, and I was going to say it's a guy thing, but not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Mm-mm.
There's a lot of female.
I think my friend Dale, I think he's going to bring his wife, so
it's perfect.
There'll be some ladies there,
and I'll have mine. We can ride. We can preset everything and then ride in at the last minute on my bike.
I don't know if I'm down for that long of a ride. To be honest with you,
it's not that long. It's
Yeah,
not that long.
What the gun? The ride?
Okay, we're going to go now.
We just ran out of time.
Yeah, we'd like to thank you for taking time to listen on Target Radio, and particularly thank Barry Bordage and Bob Butterworth for taking time to be with us tonight.
We'd also like to thank George Hoffman on the board, Eric Allen, our video producer. Learn about how you can be a sponsor partner for a lot less than you think. Call 815-741-3474 for details.
That's Dot.